but I prefer to call it creative tension. And so, a year from now, we're not going to remember the email that Kash sent to Elon or to his staff. What we are going to remember is the tone that changed. This is what Americans voted for. This is something that has been long overdue in government. Americans are tired of doing the same thing over and over again to get waste and bureaucracy and basically things running at a lackluster pace. And so what they will remember is the fact that President Trump, with the help of Elon Musk, was able to change the tone, the pace, and the efficiency of government.
What do you think?
Yeah, for like the first couple of weeks they will, until these cuts really start hammering home. Here's the problem, and I've always been for smaller government. But the difference is you have to do it like smartly. What you don't do is say every probationary employee is fired because that's easy to do, because I can do that myself. What you're doing is you're basically destroying the whole next generation of government workers. It's like what you had after 9/11, where there was a whole kind of missing generation of pilots after that because people weren't going to pilot training from 2001 to 2010. You're going to have that in the government. And the government's all of a sudden going to find that it has an age problem. And then when people's Social Security checks, or as a veteran, they're firing people at the VA hotline, the suicide prevention hotline, which, by the way, 3 years ago or so, we plussed up because too many veterans were killing themselves. Now, all of a sudden, we're cutting that because we want to save a few dollars. I'm all for it. This is the wrong way of doing it. And Elon Musk smiling and giggling on the stage of CPAC with a chainsaw, that is going to come back in every commercial against every Republican candidate about, yeah, you didn't get your Social Security check on time, or veterans that have taken their own life. This guy was laughing about it on the stage with a chainsaw, and that's going to be
something. You disagree?
Well, we could say we got to cut smartly. Then why haven't we done it for the last 30 years? Republicans control. When you were in Congress,
so you'd rather do it dumbly?
I think Elon Musk is a disruptor. It's what he does. He's not part of government. It's to break glass and change. He's already said we're going to make.
But there's a legal way to do it, and there's an Elon way. Elon is, they've been stopped at every end by the courts, by the way. And then when they haven't, they're sitting here laying off probation. If you think laying off all the probationary employees, including people that have moved up and now are in a different spot, is a smart way to go about government, great. It's fine. I'm not upset about that. I'm just telling you, in a year or two, we're going to pay the price for that. And the reaction is going to
more
be
people
doubling
join government that are more.
Adam, I think it's kind of too early to say, right? Look at Kash Patel's statement. Let us do our own internal analysis and assessment, and then we'll bring you guys in to figure out line by line who we cut, where we cut. And I at least want to give Elon a little more time to kind of figure this out. It's only been a couple of weeks. I get your point about blanket firing. I run a business. I certainly wouldn't just fire people without knowing who I should fire and why. But I think over time, they're going to figure that out.
So go ahead.
Well, it's one thing to make cuts here and there, and I completely agree that our government can be more efficient, and I think we can all agree on this panel. But when you are cutting national security officials, when you are cutting people from law enforcement agencies, that makes us less safe. We're in a heightened threat environment. Elon Musk doesn't have time. If he is cutting people in these critical positions, God forbid that we have a terror attack, because we don't have the proper law enforcement officials in place trying to prevent that terror.